Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Miser, part of Brian Miser Podcast. I want to read off to you today. Our verses today come from Daniel 6, 1 through 17. It pleased Darius to appoint 120 satraps to rule throughout the kingdom, with 3 administrators over them, one who was Daniel. The satraps may account so that the king may have not suffer losses. But now Daniel, so distinguished among himself among administrators and satraps, exceptional qualities that the king planned to set him over the whole kingdom. But at this, the administrators and the satraps tried to found some ground charges against Daniel and his conducting of the government affairs, but they weren't unable to do so. So they found no corruption in him because he was a trustworthy, neither corrupt, neglect. Finally, these men said, "Well, we can't find any basis of charges against this man Daniel unless it has something to do with the law of his God." So these administrators and satraps, as a group, went to the king and said, "May King Darius live forever." And the royal administrators, prefects, satraps, advisors, and governors have agreed that the king should issue a decree enforcing issue injunction enforces decree anyone who prays to any god or human being in the next 30 days, except to you, your majesty, shall be thrown in the lion's den. You, your majesty, issue decree, put in writing, and it so that it cannot be altered, according to what's in the law of the Medes and Persians, which cannot be repealed. So Darius put decree in writing. When Daniel learned about that decree he published, he went home up to his upstairs room where the windows were open towards Jerusalem. For 3 times a day, he got down on his knees and prayed to God, praying, giving thanks to his God, as he has done before. These men went as a group, found Daniel praying and asking God for help. So they went to the king and spoke to him about this royal decree and said, "Did you not publish a decree during the next 30 days? Anyone who prays to any god, human being except to you, your majesty, be thrown into the lion's den?" The king answered, "The decree stands in accordance with the law of the Medes and the Persians, cannot be repealed." Then they said to the king, they said to the king, "Daniel, who's one of your exiles from Judah, paid no attention to you, your majesty, or do decree you put in writing. He is still praying 3 times a day And when the king heard this, he was greatly distressed. He was determined to rescue Daniel, but and made every effort until sundown to save him. Then the man went as a group to King Darius and said, "Remember, Your Majesty, according to the law of Medes and Persians, no decree or injunctions, edict that the king issued cannot be changed." So the king ordered they brought Daniel and thrown him into the lion's den. And the king said to Daniel, "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." And a stone was brought over the place of the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his signet ring with ring of his nobles, and so that Daniel's situation may not be changed. Then the king returned to his palace, spent the night without eating or any entertainment. They brought him, he couldn't, and being brought to him, he could not sleep. For the first, ooh, I might have read over a little over what I was going to read. I'm sorry, guys. But this point is, I could finish the chapter. Okay. Well, we got to close it up. I'm going a little over. So, the point is, Jesus, like Daniel, stay faithful. If you can stay faithful and show that you're the embodiment of Christ, all is possible. Till then, good night, everybody.